In June 2025, the United States made military history. For the first time ever, the U.S. Air Force dropped 14 GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrators, also known as MOPs, on Iranian nuclear facilities. 12 of these 3,000-pound bunker buster bombs struck the deeply buried Fordow site, while 2 were deployed at Natanz. This was the combat debut of a weapon designed over a decade ago specifically to destroy hardened underground targets like these. But more than just a powerful display of firepower, this event marks the beginning of a critical phase in the evolution of American bunker-busting capabilities. U.S. defense officials are now awaiting detailed battle damage assessment (BDA) reports to determine how effective the bombs were, and those findings will shape the future of deep strike munitions. The GBU-57 MOP, decades in the making. The GBU-57 isn't just another precision bomb. Weighing in at 30,000 pounds, it is the only weapon of its kind capable of penetrating up to 200 feet of concrete and rock before detonating. Developed in the early 2010s, it was built with one target in mind: Iran's Fordow nuclear facility, a site dug deep beneath a mountain. As General Dan Akin of the Joint Chiefs of Staff explained, one DTRA officer spent over 15 years studying Fordow's geology, construction, environmental systems, and even its vent shafts to ensure the GBU-57 would be able to hit and destroy it. And yet, until June 2025, this bomb had never been used in combat. While many tests were conducted in threat-representative environments, nothing compares to a real-world strike. That's why the recent operation against Iran, codenamed Operation Rising Lion, is such a milestone. From simulation to reality, the role of the DTRA Defense Threat Reduction Agency, or DTRA, played a key role in developing and testing the GBU-57. For years, the agency used modeling and simulations to predict the bomb's impact. They built test sites designed to mimic enemy bunkers, but they couldn't replicate Fordow itself. Now, the GBU-57 has finally been tested against its original target. According to a senior defense official, we are deeply anticipating the intelligence community's BDA analysis. It will allow us to compare real-world outcomes with our simulations and make the next generation even more effective. This real-world performance review will not only validate the years of development behind the MOP, but will also provide key data for improving it or replacing it. The next generation, what comes after the MOP? Even before the first GBU-57 was dropped in combat, U.S. defense planners were already designing its successor. The next generation penetrator, or NPP, is currently in development and will be compatible with the B-21 Raider, the US's future stealth bomber. The NPP is expected to be even more precise, possibly equipped with rocket boosters to allow for standoff deployment and enhanced accuracy, even in degraded GPS environments. The Air Force is also exploring smaller bunker busters under the Global Precision Attack Weapon GPA program, bombs compact enough to fit inside stealth fighters like the F-35. All of this, however, hinges on what the BDA reports from Fordow and Natanz reveal. Did the MOP destroy its target? Were there unexpected weaknesses? Was the accuracy sufficient? These answers will guide the next wave of U.S. bunker-busting technology. Testing in war, a historic and controversial pattern. Testing weapons in real combat has long been part of military strategy. The GBU-57 is not the first weapon deployed primarily to gauge its effectiveness. In July 1945, the U.S. tested the world's first nuclear bomb, the Trinity test. But within just 3 weeks, the U.S. dropped nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The goal was not only to end World War II, but also to assess the bomb's real-world impact. According to memos from General Leslie Groves, head of the Manhattan Project, the military was anxious to find out what the effect would be when used on a city. That same mindset applies to today's use of the GBU-57. Testing in labs and simulations is one thing, but seeing the weapon in action, under battlefield conditions, gives defense planners the real data they crave. The bigger picture, Why this strike matters. The use of GBU-57 MOPs in Iran is not just about military might, it's about technological evolution, strategic deterrence, and the future of U.S. defense policy. Iran's nuclear facilities posed a unique challenge, deeply buried, heavily fortified, and designed to survive traditional airstrikes. The GBU-57 was created specifically for this scenario. Now that it's been used, the results will determine whether the weapon and the thinking behind it was a success. And if improvements are needed, the DTRA and the U.S. Air Force will incorporate those lessons into the MPP and other systems, ensuring the next generation of weapons is even more capable. The deployment of the GBU-57 MOP may mark a turning point. It shows the U.S. is willing to use its most advanced non-nuclear weapons when the stakes are high. It also demonstrates a continuing pattern. Real-world testing is essential to drive military innovation. For defense officials, the wait for BDA reports is more than just a technical formality, it's the key to the next leap in bunker-busting power. As the Pentagon, DTRA, and intelligence agencies pore over the data, one thing is clear: the future of American bunker buster bombs and the balance of power they help enforce now depends on what really happened underground in Iran.